Hi, I'm Eric Brundage, and today we're talking with Sir Arthur Eddington, and we're going to discuss his 1919 observation of a solar eclipse. So, sir, what was your project really about? Well, we were observing the solar eclipse in 1919 to confirm the theory that light is bent by gravity. And also it was helping with confirming Einstein's theory of relativity. Okay, so what exactly were you guys trying to find then? Well, we were observing the position of stars in the Hades cluster, which was in the path of totality of the solar eclipse. And we were focused on the solar eclipse because it was the perfect time to observe stars near the sun, because with most of the light blocked out by the moon, we were able to more accurately measure where stars were with better visibility of them. So we were comparing the position of the Hades cluster while near the sun compared to away from the sun in a regular circumstance. And if the position had somehow changed while near the sun, it would kind of prove that the light emitted from the stars was being bent or warped by the sun's gravity, confirming that light is bent by gravity and Einstein's theory of relativity. So where did your experiment occur? Well, it actually occurred in two places. We sent one team that I was with to Principe. It's a small island off the west coast of Africa. And we sent another team to Sobral, Brazil. We decided to send two teams because in case there was clouds in one area, we could have a backup team. And actually at my location, there was clouds. There had been raining and storming all day. There was clouds. Luckily, it all cleared up before the eclipse though, so we were still able to get very good data. And the other team actually had it worse off. It wasn't clouds though, it was heat. It was so hot in Brazil that it actually melted the telescopes they had brought with them. It just completely warped them. They were unusable. But luckily, they had their little 10-centimeter telescopes as backups, and they were still able to get usable data. So two locations were both able to record data. Very good. Very successful, I would say. Very good. So what other significant events were happening around the world in 1919? Well, a funny story about that. One of the events almost stopped this experiment from happening altogether. World War I was going on while we were trying to organize the project, and all the factories were busy making ammunition and weapons and supplies that none of them could stop or slow down enough to take time to make any scientific instruments that we needed. So it was actually going to postpone the observation to the next solar eclipse, but luckily, for more than just the sake of this experiment, January 1919, the war stopped. And so that gave us 5 months to scramble, and get all the tools we needed, get everything made, and we got it done. So World War I was definitely a big event going on at the time. Also, Lady Astor became the first female member of the British House of Commons, which I would say is a pretty big deal, especially considering she was American. It was weird for the first lady in the British House of Commons to be American, but big deal, big events. But I would like to think that our experiment was definitely the highlight of the year 1919. So other than you, who else was involved in this project? Well, the idea of the project all came from Sir Frank W. Dyson. He was the one that realized how close the Hades cluster was to the path of totality and realized that it would be an ideal, star system to observe. So the whole idea, I have to give credit to him. He's the one that he's the mastermind behind the whole thing. And then there was me. I was the lead of the whole thing. And then there was astronomer Andrew Crommelin. I put him in charge of the Brazil team. He was in charge of that section. And what exactly was your role in this project then? Well, I was the leader of the whole project. When Sir Dyson proposed the project, I was more than happy to take the lead on it. I've been interested in Einstein's theory ever since he came up with it about 4 months prior to this observation we did. So I was really glad to be able to take the lead and kind of head up the whole thing. Really a great opportunity for me and a great experience. Love the whole thing. How did this project you did, how did this observation impact the physics community? How did we impact the physics community? Well, I would just have to say, first of all, we made Einstein. When you think of Einstein, everyone knows him. He's famous. Dude's like everyone knows him, world famous. And we did that for him because, his relativity theory, it was only valid if three things were proven true. One of them had already been proven, and the biggest one people were concerned about was if light could be affected by gravity. And so once we proved that with our observations, it kind of made him a celebrity. His theory was pretty much accepted as true, and that was thanks to us. So without me, there wouldn't really be an Einstein. I kind of made him the big shot that he is. I mean, obviously he's a genius and he did that himself, but a little bit of credit goes to me there. Also in more serious terms, this experiment it established it was possible to create a mathematical framework to track the evolution of the universe. Like you could map basically with these facts known true, we confirmed that we'd be able to pretty much map the universe since the Big Bang or however the universe was created. So it was kind of a big deal, and I'm proud to have been a part of it. What about the accusations people have made that you manipulated your data? There have been some pretty harsh accusations against you there. Well, that's just simply not true. I mean, a lot of people have came against me and they've said that I doctored the data because of what I thought, and it is true. I thought for sure that light would be bent by gravity. I was pretty confident in that. And also, I am a fan of Einstein's. He's a genius. I like his work. I like what he does. He's a smart man. But I didn't let any personal bias get in the way of this experiment. The only reason certain data was thrown out was due to instrumental error. Remember how I said the telescopes were melted in Brazil? Well, some of that data was very skewed due to the warped telescope. And so all I did was just throw that data out. It's a pretty common practice in science. If there's something wrong with the instruments, the data isn't valid. So that's all I did. I didn't do anything crazy like doctor data. I didn't do none of that. Plus, to back me up, in 1922, there was a group of scientists in California from the Lick Observatory. Yeah, they repeated this experiment. They viewed a solar eclipse and measured stars again, and their results were almost identical to ours. So I think that kind of proves I didn't do anything wrong. It was a very valid experiment. It was all very good. Okay, well, thank you, Sir Edward Eddington. That's not his name. Keeping it rolling. Thank you, Sir Eddington, for coming in today. I very much appreciated the interview. I hope I can see you back again soon. Thank you. Everyone have a nice day.